thrilling. Hi guys, welcome to the channel Mummy4 Does Disney. I am Ree, this is Will, my Wikipedia.
Yeah, I'm Wikipedia.
Wikipedia, who knows everything about Disney. And we're going to talk to you today about some really big changes coming to both Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resort. If you are a guest that has ever accessed or would need to access DAS, which is the Disability Access Service in both of those parks. So we're going to talk about what it has been, what it is becoming. There are a lot of changes and I know a lot of people are pretty unhappy.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Now, the reason for the overhaul, according to Disney, is absolutely fair enough. It's because people have been abusing the system. And obviously we do not want anyone abusing the system, because if people are abusing the system, then the people who need to access that service, like really need to access it, can't access it. Now I've got some thoughts on why it might have been abused and perhaps some things that perhaps they could put into place to stop that abuse. But let's start at the very beginning, a very good place to start. By the way, if you're joining us on live, please do say hi in the comments. We're going to be going to all your comments in the chat and answering all the questions as we get through the video. But we just really want to start by diving into the information. So I'm going to try sharing my screen. Let's see how that goes. Hopefully you can see us, you can see the screen. So there are huge changes coming to the Disability Access Service. Beginning the 20th of May at Walt Disney World and the 18th of June at Disneyland Resort, Disney parks are making huge changes to their Disability Access Service. So what is it? Who qualifies? What are the changes? And how will they impact guests with disabilities? We're going to dive into all of that. Yeah. So this blog post, by the way, with all the information in it, is linked down in the description of the video. There's always, if you're watching any of my videos, I always get questions like, where'd you get this, Ree? Where'd you get that? There's always a blog post linked down in the description with links to everything you need to know. So DAS supports guests who, due to a developmental disability like autism or similar, are unable to wait in a conventional queue for an extended period of time, plus we're going to find details about the registration process and usage guidelines. So a statement from Disney Parks. Disney Parks have an unwavering commitment to providing inclusive environment and accessible experiences for guests. DAS is one of the programs offered at Walt Disney World Resort theme parks intended to accommodate only those guests who, due to a developmental disability like autism or similar, are unable to wait in a conventional queue for an extended period of time. So the first big change there is the wording.
Just the way it's said.
The wording's very different. So if we take a look at the previous qualifying statement. So this was the previous statement from Disney Parks about who qualified for DAS. We can use that term interchangeably, but it stands for the Disability Access Service. So previously they said, guests who have difficulty tolerating extended waits in a conventional queue environment due to a disability. So that could have been physical disabilities, neurodiversity, ADHD. I think anxiety did used to be covered. I'm not sure if it is anymore, but we're going to dive into that. So now it's gone really specific. So it's intended to accommodate only those guests due to a developmental disability such as autism. So I would assume ADHD would fall under that umbrella as well, because autism and ADHD are, part of the spectrum. But it says there, and I think this is how people are interpreting it, that physical disabilities are no longer covered. Is that how you read it?
Yeah, I don't get why that is though.
No, so this is confusing because there are obviously a lot of physical disabilities that are invisible. So I've had a lot of people messaging saying they've got things like fibromyalgia or ME or lots of other different disabilities that would mean that standing in a queue for a long time is challenging to impossible. Not for the same reasons as someone like with autism, but still very challenging. Now they have got a return to queue policy that they're introducing. What have you heard about this?
Well, it's like, I don't really understand what it is. They haven't revealed enough details.
No, so I'm assuming there's going to be more details coming to it. So for some of the guests that require it, there will be a new policy where you can leave the queue, take a break and return to the queue. Now, if we visualise the queues in Walt Disney World, I would find it very difficult to... Yeah, they're very sort of one way, aren't they? Obviously, there must be emergency exits, and there are, but they're quite difficult to exit. And imagine trying to get a cast member's attention because you needed to leave quite urgently. And obviously you can just fight your way back through the queue, but then you're not going to keep your spot. I can't imagine how, clearly they've thought about this. There must be a way, but I can't imagine at the moment how they're going to do this. I'm looking forward to hearing the information.
Also, another thing I'm wondering, isn't it like, so in some queues perhaps, I'm not sure if this is true, but like, I'm not sure if wheelchairs would technically be able to go in some queues.
Yeah, so I'm
wondering.
Yeah, so this is the other thing. I think there's been some talk that people in wheelchairs, if you've got a physical disability, that the queues should be accessible to stand in the main queue for wheelchairs and mobility scooters. Now there are, I'm thinking off the top of my head, like Toy Story Mania, you go up steps and down steps and things, but there must be wheelchair accessible entrances. But how do they integrate that with the main queue if the people in the wheelchair aren't going to be able to access DAS? So there are still a lot of questions, and having spoken to a travel agent who looked after us last time, she said that she's spoken to Disney and there will be more information coming out. So we're going to share with you all the information we have so far. We'll discuss the bits that we'd like more information on, but we'll definitely update as soon as more information comes out. So the next bit of information that's kind of upsetting some families is the DAS party size. And again, I'm not 100% clear on this.
Yeah.
So the information is that the party size is changing to from covering 6 people to 4. Now, 6 people used to suit us fine because we are a family of 6.
Yeah.
As a family of 4, I don't know how that would work. So some sources are saying that it's to cover, because the wording is to cover immediate family only, and it mentions a party of 4. So some sources are saying that if there are more than 4 people in the immediate family, then that would be allowed. Some sources are saying it's family members only, and some sources are saying 4, end of story.
Yeah, well, we need more details on this.
We definitely need more details on this, because that's going to just need a little bit of clarification, I feel, which I'm sure Disney will do. Like, I'm absolutely sure that Disney is probably collecting all the feedback that it's getting. I'm sure it's getting a lot of feedback, and I think it's really worth bearing in mind that if you are speaking to Disney and any of these changes are upsetting you, then it's not the fault of the cast member that you get hold of. So please, just everyone remember to be really, really kind. So it's changing to cover immediate family only. Again, this is all it's trying to shrink down the amount of people using DAS. The system's been really abused. It's not being used as it was designed. I think the number of people using it has just gone up exponentially in the last few years, to the point where the people that really need it aren't benefiting from the shorter queues because so many people are using it, and it is being abused. And I understand they are trying to streamline this, so if every party is only 4, not 6, that's going to help it. Now I wonder, as obviously our family, it's generally just you 3 children. Dylan doesn't tend to come. Our eldest doesn't tend to come with us that much.
He's busy.
He's busy. He's busy doing uni stuff and music stuff. But the 3 little ones all have a diagnosis of autism, so all qualify for DAS, and they all get registered individually, because that way, if we want to split up, so quite often, like, you and Daddy go and do like Star Warsy things, don't you?
Yeah.
And I take the girls to do princessy things. So if that was the case, I would book Will as the lead booker, DAS, and my husband on Star Warsy things, and they would go off and do their day, and I would book one of the girls as the lead booker on like our booking, and we would go off and do our own thing. So even though every member of the party can only be registered for one attraction at a time, so if we're all going on, like on the last trip, we're all going on Mickey Minnie, then we book one of the children in as the lead booker. They're just the one that scans their magic band first, and then all the other people go on as their guests, and we all go on that attraction. And if we're splitting up, then William's the lead booker on one and one of the girls is the lead booker on the other. Are you with me so far? Now, my question is, and this again I'd like clarification on, as it's now parties of 4, can we still do this? So obviously things like autism are often, there's often more than one family member with a diagnosis. So if you have got more than one person in your party that qualifies, will they still let you do this? So if we all wanted to go on Mickey and Minnie, could I book Daddy in with you and me and one of the girls in with the other girls, and we just show up at the same time? I'm guessing you'll be able to do that because that's something we could do at the moment. I don't know though. I don't know, because it depends if there's some sort of restriction in the registration process, or will you and Daddy always have to be split as a separate one because he often doesn't come on the rides?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, what's the situation going to be?
If you think about it as it was just party of 4, like you could literally book us like, and there'd be like maybe a minute delay at the most.
Yeah. So that would be okay if they let you be in a party with Daddy, but also in a party with me. But if the party when I'm registering is limited to 4, do you see what I mean? Like that could be an issue for us as a family, even though all of you are eligible for DAS. Now, before we carry on with the rest of the stuff, one of the biggest issues should we take my biggest issue with why I think it's been abused? Let's save that. We're going to save that. Have a guess. Have a guess in the comments what you personally think the biggest reason it's being abused is, and I'll share mine. I'll share mine at the end. Right, so registration is moving online. Now, you've been able to register online from a computer inside the States or with a VPN for quite a while, for quite some time, since at least 2022, because we did it for 2022. Now, I have had some questions saying, is that allowed? And I assume it is because I did it. I really don't like breaking rules. So I did it. And they know where we live. They've got all my address and everything. They know we don't live in America. And they accepted my call. So I'm assuming it's allowed. But as registration is moving completely online, and it can only be done online, and it needs to be done at the moment between 30 days and 2 days before your trip, or in the parks, and they're taking away the in the parks option. So I'm assuming they're going to have to open it up to the whole world, or just accept that people are going to use VPNs, because quite frankly, if we pictured our last Florida trip, shout out in the comments if you saw our travel day. Travel day was bonkers, wasn't it? And we ended up with like hiccups at the airport, and we got in late. The girls had me up from 4 a.m. UK time because they were too excited to sleep. And we got to bed in Florida about 4 a.m. UK time. I'd been up for 24 hours. Yeah. Maybe a bit later, actually. I was on my knees, and we just about sort of managed to get into the parks and things. If I'd had to do an online registration thing and perhaps stay on like waits and things for extended periods at that time, because you can have extended waits for DAS, which I don't mind doing at home, but I don't want to be using up time where I could be in the parks doing that. That would be a problem. So I'd be interested to see how they're going to open that up. So it's all moving online. If you want to see the online registration process, if I just flip over to my screen again, there is a video. It's this one on my YouTube channel where I take you through step by step. The video just takes you through the process of registering online. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is re-editing that video, because I think it's really valuable for you to be able to see step by step. I'm going to flip you back over to different camera. Yeah. I think it's really, really helpful to be able to see step by step. And I've had so many lovely comments saying this has been so helpful, showing people how to do it, because I think it can be quite daunting. You know, if you've got children with, I'm going to use autism as the example. You've got children with autism, and you want to make the trip as magical as possible. You try and navigate a system you're not familiar with, and you've heard people with horror stories saying it can take forever and things. So people have found that vlog helpful in order to make sure they can do everything properly. So what I was thinking of doing is just re-editing that vlog, and every time something's changed, I'll just cut in and be like, future here, this is the update, but then cut back to the rest of it, because I think on the whole that vlog's really helpful. So shout out down below if you'd like me to do that. And I will put that together. So I've got also on that blog post, I have got a link, if you just click that button on the blog post, to a VPN. It's not an ad as such. It's like the VPN I use gives you a free trial. I'm trying to cut went back to the wrong thing now.
Oh, was it?
It gives you a free trial.
30 days?
Something like 30 days. It's like a 30-day free trial of the VPN. So as long as you remember to cancel it, then that will be totally free. And if you keep paying for it, I get 3 months for your 3 months or something like that. Anyway, so it's not like an ad, it's not sponsored or anything, but I found them really good. And that's what I've used in the past. So some more information. So we're looking at the biggest one so far, I'd say, is it's supporting people with neurodivergence, but not physical disabilities. And I
don't like that. Like,
I'm finding it really hard to get my head around that. I feel like they need to elaborate on it. I feel like something else is coming. They can't possibly. There must be more to it. They must.
Like, they can't just.
I find it hard to believe Disney's just going to leave a whole group of people out. So I'm holding out hope that they're going to clarify on that. A good thing, though, is the DAS was previously issued for 60 days and it's now going to be issued once you've got it for 120 days. So once you've been through the whole process, if you've, this is going to be really beneficial, I guess, if you're local, animal pass holders, that kind of thing. Yeah. Or if you're lucky enough to go back frequently. We had 2 years in between ours, so our trips. But yeah, so just really important to know, for guests visiting between the 9th of April through to the 19th of May, please note, pre-arrival conversations to determine eligibility for DAS are available 2 to 30 days before your park visit. In-person conversations will continue to be at guest relations. So this is everyone up till the 19th of May this year. And up to the 19th of May, DAS will still be valid for 30 days, okay? So up until the 19th of May, I guess if you register for it on the 19th of May, it'll only last the 30 days, whereas if, like the 20th of May, it will last you 120. So what Disney wants you to know about DAS. DAS is intended to accommodate a small percentage of guests who, due to a developmental disability like autism or similar, are unable to wait in a conventional queue for an extended period of time. DAS doesn't provide immediate access to experiences, but rather allows guests to return time for a specific experience that's comparable to the current standby wait. So basically, if you watch any of my Walt Disney World vlogs, I try to show this. I do screen recordings of my phone as we're booking them in the parks. So we get into the parks, you can only book your DAS attractions once you have scanned in. So everyone scans in with their magic bands or the tickets. And then, so say you're like, right, we're in Hollywood Studios, which attractions do we want to do? You could be like, Toy Story Mania's at 40 minutes, and I'm just making up numbers now. Tower Terror is 30 minutes and whatever. So they're the standby line wait. Slinky Dog's 1,000 minutes.
I mean, likely story.
Okay, Slinky Dog's 90 minutes, whatever. Yeah. And then, so if you pick Slinky Dog, you book everyone into that attraction. It will give you a return time that's the equivalent of the 90 minutes you would have stood in the standby line. Then when you get there, probably a better example, let's take Mickey and Minnie as a better example. So at Mickey and Minnie, you get there after your 90 minutes or whatever it is, you scan in, and then you join the merge point of the queue, and you queue a little bit for the pre-show, and then after the pre-show, there is always a queue that everyone does. DAS, non-DAS, lightning lane, non-lightning lane. Yeah. That bit, so
it's like a merge point.
Yeah. So anything with a pre-show especially. And the one that springs to mind actually is Tower of Terror, because if one of the elevators are down, then that queue can be really, really quick if they're all up, or quite extensive if one of them's down. So what you have to bear in mind is even people with DAS, even people with autism, some of the queue, there is still going to be some queuing. So we still take things to do for you in the queues, don't we? We still take, all your bags full of bits. The girls have got things to draw, activities, perhaps devices, headphones are good if people are feeling overstimulated, because there is still a portion of the queue that you're going to have to do. Okay, so DAS is going to work with registering, requesting a return time, and then enjoying the park. And while you're waiting in that virtual queue, you can do whatever you want. So it's a good time to use the toilet, picking longer queues for when you're dining, that kind of thing. So speaking with a cast member, so guests are going to be virtually meeting with a cast member with a live video chat. So we did this. I did not film that bit in the vlog because you're not allowed to, and I didn't want to get in trouble. But I did discuss it word for word, what was said. I shared, just for anyone that's a bit nervous, what was said. So the same day DAS return time is carrying on, but some sources are saying they're doing away with the 2 pre-selections, and some sources are saying that it's one or the other, but I don't understand how that would work. Thoughts on that? Thoughts on that?
Yes. I don't know.
I'm not sure what they're going to do with that either. Anyway. Okay, so DIS is valid. Trying to find. Right, a big statement made by Disney, and then we're going to get on to something I wish they'd do because I think it would help really crack down on things. So, what happens when a statement made by a guest applying for DAS is found not to be true? I feel like they had a similar statement before I read somewhere, but it was not this extreme, and I feel like they really want to hammer this home. If it is determined that any of the statements a guest made in the process of obtaining DAS are not true, the guest will be permanently barred from entering Walt Disney World and the Disneyland Resort, and previously purchased annual passes, Magic Key passes, tickets, and other park products and services will be forfeited and not refunded. So Disney's not messing around. They're fed up with people, claiming to use DAS when they do not qualify for it. Apparently, there are accounts online that have shared using DAS as a hack for that's not good. That is so not good. And I'd like to think that I've absolutely shared our experiences in good faith, hoping it will help other parents and families that actually require the service. And I've always tried to explain in my videos that that's what it's for and it's not to be abused. This statement by Disney is really, really important. So hopefully that will be hammered home. Now, what I wish they'd do is I wish they'd just ask for proof like they do in all the UK theme parks. So I've paid, I think, £15. It's really good, actually. I got it for Disneyland Paris. Again, not an ad or anything. If you search Nimbus Access Card, they are £15. You supply your proof to this company, which is easier sometimes than having all the doctor's letters and stuff. They verify it. And then you've got this card. It's like a credit card. And then you can use that wherever you need to prove disability. So we got that specifically for Disneyland Paris because I was a bit worried about the language barrier and taking the right documents and stuff. So I thought, right, I'll pay for these cards for children. So much easier. They're also useful for, I think we used them for, where do we go? Which Merlin one do we go to? Alton Towers.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So in the UK, you've got to prove it. In Disneyland, you've got to prove it. In Disneyland Paris, rather. I wish they'd just ask for actual proof in the American parks. Now, I thought it was a legislation thing. But then I was watching something about Universal. Bear in mind, we haven't been to Universal. So maybe someone that's been to Universal can weigh in. Apparently, there's an external company that verifies things for Universal. And you've got to provide proof of your disability to them. So maybe it's not a legal thing. So I may have got this totally wrong. Can someone please weigh in? Is it legal in America to ask someone to prove their disability? Or is it a state-by-state thing? I don't know. But I just wish they'd ask for solid proof. And then there'd be no...
or is it just a Disney trying to find a solution that isn't what Universal's doing?
Now apparently the people hate the Universal system. Apparently people hate it and it's awful and it's clunky and it's dreadful, according to what I've been reading online. But I don't know. It seems like it would make sense to kind of stop people abusing it, Right, we're going to go to some of the comments and we're going to go to some of the questions I've had sent in then. So quickly look through the comments. And Walt Disney Studios Park is being renamed. Yes. William, what's the name?
Adventure World.
Disney Adventure World.
I don't get it.
What about we're going to be, when I went there, you get people going, I still call it MGM Studios. So I went there as a kid.
Oh, I still
Studios.
call it Walt Disney Studios.
Yeah, you will be saying to your children, I still call it Walt Disney Studios
I went
Park.
there before Adventure Campus existed.
They'll be like, Dad, shut up, you're so old. That'll be your children to you in the future. Right, Chloe says, evening, Will and Ree. Hello. Hi, Gemma. Hi all. Hello from North Devon. Catherine, hi. The wording is very divisive and doesn't look at a disability as a whole.
I don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Are We Nearly There? It's the name of the channel. Right, sorry, I was confused. I thought someone was writing Are We Nearly There? Yeah, I would agree that the wording in it is a little divisive. I'm assuming there's going to be a follow-up. I think there's going to be a big fallout with a lot of people being very unhappy with the wording. And there's got to be some sort of, just like we haven't fully explained the policy for the people with other disabilities and how we're going to help those guests, because I feel like it's a very incomplete policy. But I have faith in Disney, for the love of Disney, that they're going to improve it. I do. I have faith.
Yes.
There we go. Most disabilities are made up of more than just that one thing. For example, stress can make most disabilities worse. Yeah, absolutely true.
That's understandable.
Absolutely true. Also, the big, mind-body connection. Yes, stress can definitely make things
sort
worse.
of thing. That.
Okay, I've heard there's an exception for families. The group of 4 is just for a group of friends. Gemma, I have heard that too. I have not been able to find any written confirmation proof of that, so I'm not happy to say this is the truth. But I've heard that too. So Gemma, you could be right, but I've only seen it in the kind of the rumour format, not the direct from Disney. So I want to make sure I'm differentiating what I'm sharing with you from Disney and from everyone else. Danny, hello. Lucy, I was worried about the group size reduction to as a family of 5. Sounds like immediate family is okay though, if more people. I mean, I'm assuming this will be clarified in the registration process. I think the people I feel for the most are the people who've got trips booked for end of May, beginning of June, who are going to kind of be the guinea pigs of the system. Danny says there's 3 times the amount are now using DAS. So obviously they've got to do something about that. There's clearly a lot of abuse of the system. Just doing what they do in Disneyland Paris would fix that, because you'd have to have actual proof of disability, and then you take it to the place and then you get awarded it. That would make a lot more sense to me. And you can do that in advance too. Now, I have heard they're going to be working with a company. Can't remember the one off the top of my head, but it's the one that did their cruise
service or something.
Yeah, the one that did their cruise proof COVID-y stuff. Do you know what I mean? When we had to do all that time that we try not to think about, when we had to do lots of proving things about being healthy during COVID. But I wonder if, because apparently they're going to be outsourcing these meetings. That's one of the rumours that I've heard going around, that this actual, rather than speaking to a cast member, you'll perhaps speak to this company, and they will they help to decide if DAS is the right fit. Maybe they'll help to decide if DAS is the right fit by asking for proof, which would make sense. And if they just had a list of, need this proof or this proof or this proof or this proof, and then you submit it, done. That would solve it. Because
then, if you're not expecting to be asked for proof,
no, you wouldn't necessarily have the right thing. Some people have to go and get a
especially if you're trying to abuse it.
I suppose
you can't just run to the doctors and try to get proof.
No, well, but you
can
wouldn't. But if you were trying to abuse it, the doctor wouldn't give you the proof. But equally, families that really need it need to have all that documentation in place. So
yes,
you wouldn't know this because I always do it for you. But so you need to, if they need a specific doctor's letter or whatever, you'd need time to go and get one of those. Like in the UK, you have to pay for a doctor's letter. Maybe there'd be a specific diagnosis letter. Maybe you'd have to get something like this access card. Anyway, I feel like that would be a really good answer if they just said, these are the forms of proof. They had something that was really concrete that couldn't be forged, and everyone would be fine. Danny says, parties 4 is only friends. Family is still 6. I read. Yeah, that's not what I read on the Disney website, but that's what I've read around and about. So that's right. Adam, a genuine question. As someone who's been diagnosed with autism in my 30s, have you ever been tested? I see a lot of similarities in our behaviour. You haven't been watching my main channel, have you? I am about to be tested for ADHD, which is still on the spectrum stuff. I did a podcast episode discussing this recently, it's like going on a tangent now, which is actually coming out on my podcast next Wednesday, which answers that question in a lot more depth. But in short, my traits, having gone into it, I'm not going to go into it now, don't apparently align with autism, but absolutely do with ADHD. So anyway, but yeah, probably I am neurodivergent, chances are. And yeah, if you're interested in that whole chat's going to be over on my main channel. But yeah, that's probably what you're seeing. It's probably just general neurodivergence, which would make all of us then, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, my challenges aren't quite the same as yours. More just like not being able to find anything and having to force myself into systems. Anyway, we're not going to go into that now, because that's me going on a side quest, which is part of the problem. Okay, was worried about the immediate family statement. I have autism. My boyfriend is the only one who assists me during the day in the parks, and technically he's not immediate. Yeah, okay. And how many of you would be going though? How many of you would be going? Could he be registered as immediate family during the process? These are questions we need answered. These are questions. So Disney, if you're watching, I mean Disney probably aren't watching, but Disney, if you're watching, we love you. First of all, we love you.
Yes.
But we need to clarify some of these bits, people. Okay, we just would really like it, because we know you take such good care of your guests.
Yes, please.
And we believe that you're going to continue to do so. So we really want to believe, if you just believe, that this stuff's going to be cleared up for everybody, because that's what we
I
want.
respect you, Mickey.
Yeah, we do. We want to make sure that everyone is able to enjoy the parks. We don't want anyone abusing it, but we don't want anyone excluded either. Colin, I was really worried about the system. I just wish they add an extra step like medical documentation or doctor's letter to go through Inspire Health, because it would stop 50% of the abusers. Colin, with you. That's what we think. Yeah. I hadn't read that comment, but I agree. Chloe says me. I can't remember what you're answering to that, but hello comment. Hello, Chloe. They said you can do it online when you get to the US. That's ridiculous. I mean, you can use a VPN, and then no one's ever told me off for using a VPN. No one's ever been like, you're coming from the UK, aren't you? We're going to have to terminate this call now. So, yeah. Anyway, it feels like Disney is punishing someone who has disabilities and needs DAS. Oh, that's awful that you feel like that. I know, we don't want that. Disney, please sort this out. Just clear this up. I'm just hoping this is like... It just feels like a policy that's been put out there a little bit prematurely. Like, it hasn't been fully padded out yet, you know? Like, some really obvious questions that should have been answered haven't been. And I just feel like hopefully they're going to come back being, oh, here you go, here's like a fuller version.
Yeah. Although often-wise, they have done a lot of, like, small news leaks and stuff. Like,
yeah, true.
It's quite...
I'm just I'm just entering the screen time password on William's iPad so that he can he's looking away because you're being so responsible, baby. Hang on. Right, screen times. I'm done. Screen times. He's got on his. I've got my iPad over here. He's got his over there to just like monitor the chat. Yeah. So well done, Will, for looking away. So I don't put screen time. Right. Will the Paris park update be or just the US park? Right. As I'm aware, Paris has got a totally different system with the disability, and it is not following the US one at all. So with the US one, you get into the park and then you get on your app and then you join a virtual queue. They don't call it they call it virtual queue, don't they? What do they call it when you're with Tron? That's called a virtual queue as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a virtual queue.
Okay, but they're all virtual queues, aren't they? Because you're viewing, but you're not queuing.
They probably won't update Paris to
no, they're
suit
not.
This for like a couple of years at least.
And Paris already asked for
magic bands.
No, I know. Paris needs magic bands. Even the cruise ships have got magic bands. Anyway, so you log into the park, you choose your attraction, then you wait, and then when it's your time, your return time, you go. For Paris, you have to prove it, and then you get a card you have to show wherever you are. So you kind of wear them on lanyards, because they're not attached to magic bands, because they don't have magic bands. And you just show up at the exit or the disability entrance of any given queue, and then you just wait there. So you don't have to plan it out as much with Paris. You can kind of be like, oh, should we go here? Go on then. Yeah. Rather than with Walt Disney World, it's a bit more strategic, a bit more like,
but then
okay,
it can
that
just
one's
also
long.
be, okay, let's have a look what our options are.
Yeah, you can still look on, like, roughly how bad the queues are and things, but I don't know, there is a bit more, like, strategy available, I feel, with the Walt Disney World one, but equally that's a bit more headwork, so I don't know which is best. I think we've debated this. Perhaps we need to do a video actually debating which is best, Paris, or if you're traveling with family members with additional needs, which one you're better off going to, because I do get asked that a lot. The step-by-step vlogs are very helpful. Thank you, Gemma. Right, okay, well, I will obviously, I mean, my options are book another Florida trip, which, I mean, we're not doing it this week, so maybe it'd be quicker to update the other one. But definitely when we do a next Florida trip, we'll do it again. But yeah, I'll re-edit that vlog with future me interrupting with the updates. So you've got that. I'll get that done soon. Adam says, can you answer my question, please, Rach? So I think we have now, haven't we? We answered the question? I think we have. Adam, yes. Yeah, we have. Sorry, Adam, I wasn't ignoring you. We just hadn't got to the questions yet. When I applied to DAS and talked to a cast member, I was all shaky. Oh, Colin, that's awful. Yeah, I know. I think a lot of people get that. And that's why I wanted to share the vlog, just to be like, it's okay. They're really nice. It's not too stressful. Because I think it can be it can be intimidating.
Just like they are in the parks. Like,
they're lovely.
Can I help you?
Exactly. But I think anything, especially if there's neurodivergence involved, anything like that's a little bit unknown can be a bit nerve-wracking, and I know how much you lot struggle with that, so that's why I kind of try and share that. So especially if you're a parent trying to do that must be quite challenging. Okay, Danny says, I think the reason more people are using DAS is because more people are getting diagnosed earlier with autism, etc. True, but also with fast passes going and now charging for the fast pass, it will make people abuse it. Also true. So I mean, it's great that more people are getting a diagnosis if they need it, and I think we can all think back to people in school when we know more about autism, ADHD. It's like, oh, actually that person probably had autism, or that person probably had ADHD. They weren't just naughty like they were branded. Like when I was younger, that tended to be a thing. People weren't diagnosed, they were just labelled a problem child, which is really sad. But now it's excellent there's more early intervention, because I'm, an absolute advocate for early intervention. It really helps, everybody. However, I think Danny's right. I think some people must be abusing it because of the fast pass is gone. They used to have the fast passes. They don't want to pay for Genie Plus. Okay, Chloe. My mum is just saying it was so annoying when we went to Disneyland Paris, and second, can't do the information online. Yeah, see, that is true. The downside of Disneyland Paris is you have to go and do it when you get there. So we did annual passes, which meant that your passes were attached to your annual passes. So even though we went 4 times, we only had to do the fussing with it once.
Yeah.
But you have to do that every time if you're just going on individual trips, which is obviously eating into your park time then. And the queue for that bit was quite long. In fact, I had to stand in it. You had to go off with Daddy. Do you remember? You guys went off with Daddy, went and had snacks. And then you came back to me when I phoned you to say I was at the front. Because that bit was actually the worst queuing. So you had to queue for the bit because you couldn't queue.
Skip the queue.
I know. Yeah, so that was a pain. How would it work for a condition like Tourette's and anxiety? Courtney, I don't know. Because it says... There we go. Let's go back.
Say something like...
It says for conditions like autism or similar.
So if
we need more clarification.
Is similar, then...
I mean, on the Disneyland Paris website, there is an extensive list of these qualify for this, because there's actually 2 different types in Disneyland Paris, aren't there? There's
there's the easy access, which is just rides, I think mainly for like wheelchairs.
Yeah.
And then there's the autism one.
Yeah, so if you broke your leg, you'd get that one. The easy access, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's like a short temporary thing, like you're on crutches or something. And then, or wheelchair, I guess, for longer term.
Yes.
Or chronic conditions, I think they said, for the easy access one. So you didn't get as much access in the easy access, but then priority access, you had
like
more access. Yeah, exactly.
All that.
So they would, I don't know, they just had an extensive list of this qualifies, this doesn't qualify. It's really cut and dry, which I think is, that's all the Walt Disney World needs. And Disney, obviously when we talk about Walt Disney World, we're talking about Disneyland Resort too, because by June they're changing over to the same system too. They just need a list, really, of this qualifies, this doesn't qualify, here's the proof we need. It seems mad because they're already doing it in Disneyland Paris, and I know technically it's a different company, sort of, because it's set up in a different country, but it's the same, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen online you now have to also wait 10 minutes to book for the next ride after you scanned into a current ride. Okay, so does that mean...
It means you can't abuse the ride straight after you scan.
So that means your being on the ride time can't count as your queuing for the next attraction time.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair.
That probably is fair. So you can't scan in to say Small World and book the next one before you get on the boat, which is the most efficient way to do it if that's allowed. But if that's not allowed, it's not allowed. That's their policy, and that's fine. We found DAS queues worse in the afternoon as Genie Plus users had stacked rides. That's probably true. Have you had your dinner? Yes, we have. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. I think that is great, someone says. I don't know what we're saying. I agree, I just wish they asked for proof. Right, okay. You were responding to when we were saying we asked for proof. There is an external company for Universal. I've just booked California for the summer and had to sign up for a similar pass to the Nimbus Access card to supply proof. I think we'd all be happy to do that. As long as everyone knew in advance, we were given plenty of time to do it, and it was made quite clear, this is what you need to do, these are the steps you need to take, I'll do a video on it, we can all follow that, everyone be happy.
Yay!
Of course we'll have to go
self-promotion.
No, I know, but seriously though, I mean, really Disney need to just do it, make really step by step, like
cool if they
ABCs.
did a video.
It would, that's like follow this step, like tamper proof, only available for those who need it, but also super simple and non-intimidating for those who need it. Because the reason I make the videos really that I wish Disney had made, which are these are the steps, because I don't want people to feel overwhelmed by it because it's not fair. Okay, let's see. The trouble with diagnosis, it can take a while for you to struggle to get proof from the doctors. That is a problem. And if you've seen videos on my main channel, I had to fight for a long time for all of you lot to get diagnosed, more so for our eldest because he was older. and it was under a different system, so he was under the education system rather than the NHS. It's a whole thing, but I've got extensive videos all about if you are looking at getting autism diagnosis for your children. I've got lots and lots of videos about autism, and now I've got some about ADHD, which really people have asked me why am I bothered to get diagnosed, just to understand my own brain really, because sometimes everything's a bit and it would just make me I just think it's nice for you guys to understand your brain. It'd be nice for me to be able to understand mine too. So Jess says, we recently got the access card, was hoping we could use it for verification at Disney World next year. We have all the proof it would make it easier to stop people using it as a hack. Yes, Jess, yes, I agree. I have CP. I think that's really unfair. CP.
Can't think what that is.
It's not cystic fibrosis, that would be CR. Okay, I'm not sure what CP is. Sorry. That's sorry, I'm familiar with the abbreviation. Universal company is called IBCCES Access Card. Okay, cool. Thank you, Lucy. That is a lot. Hopefully that will be cleared up, and hopefully they just ask for some really sensible proof. Please look at my question though. Long time viewer, love your videos. Recently diagnosed. Thanks, Adam. Think I've covered it now. Let me know if I have. Do you think anxiety would count for DAS? I mean,
I don't know. It depends.
This is why we need a list, people. Disney, this is why we need a list. So let's just read.
If it's like official, maybe.
DAS supports guests who, due to a developmental disability like autism or similar. So is anxiety a developmental disability?
Like, does it develop? That's what I mean.
Well,
right?
No, developmental disability is an issue with your development.
Oh, okay.
So
it's like
so developmental disability like autism or similar. So autism and ADHD are similar, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because they're both neurodiversity. So they're talking about neurodiversity, which is sometimes shortened to ND, as opposed to people who are neurotypical, which just means don't have autism.
Yeah.
Unable to wait in a conventional queue for an extended period of time. So is anxiety a developmental disability like autism or similar?
Does it like stop you waiting in queues?
Well, it would stop you waiting in queues because if you're very anxious, especially if you're like claustrophobic, because that would stop you. Universal are very strict. I've got to upload medical evidence plus my ID prior to my trip to get their version, says Charlotte. Okay, that's really interesting. Charlotte, do you think that's a good thing? Adam says, recently diagnosed with autism, would never ever have taken the test. How did you realise the kids had autism and what measures were taken? I watch every Sunday waiting for your videos. Adam, thanks so much for your question. Very long answer to that question, but I've got a whole playlist. I think if you go to mummyof4.com/autism or just go onto my main channel, which is Mummy of 4 UK, there's a whole playlist of autism videos dating back to 2019, documenting everything in detail about different signs of autism, strategies, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully all that will help anyone that needs it, actually. So if you're on this stream, actually, chances are you're watching because you've got someone in your family with a disability. So if that disability happens to be autism,
someone you know,
or someone you know,
if it affects you in any way,
absolutely. Or if you're just curious, just out of understanding, friends, extended family, or whatever, then I've got so many autism videos that hopefully do help, and then some more recent ones about ADHD in women. Okay, you make my day every day, hauls, home vlogs, etc. Thank you, Adam, that's lovely. I'm worried because my friend has Tourette's and anxiety and struggles with lines, says Courtney. Oh, well, I don't know when you're going, Courtney. Signed off in the comments when you're going. I'm hoping we'll have a bit more clarification by the time your trip comes round. Yeah. Jess says it would be a lot better if they do it that way. I'm happy to provide proof for whoever. Exactly, thank you. Adam, I love seeing you washing kids' clothes, etc. Housework, it calms my anxiety. Oh, thank you. There we go. And waiting for another live to show appreciation. Well, thank you, Adam. That's lovely. By the way, guys, if you've not joined my Patreon yet, there is a free version. So if you want to hang out with me a little bit more, just go to mummyof4.com/Patreon. There is a link down the bottom. There are paid for tiers as well, but you don't have to do that. There is a free version if you just want to give it a go and hang out. By the way, if you're seeing a QR code on the screen as well, I'm going to do some shameless self-promotion. Now what we're doing, how do we point at it? Here? There we go. Ooh, pointing at it. Oh, no. I'm trying to point. I can't. I can't do it. No, I can't do it.
I'm going to point to your head.
I can't do it. I can't. Hang on. Oh, no, it's because
I got it.
I got There's a QR code on the screen.
Yeah.
That takes you to my planner store.
Screen the entire video.
It has. I wonder. Let me know in the comments. Has anyone scanned it? Anyway, it's It's a QR code that takes you to my magical planner store.
Yeah,
Shameless self-promotion.
It's not a dodgy QR code.
Shameless self-promotion. It's my magical planner store, which is a good thing to do in lines. Ding. Planning out your trips, and there's also magical. In fact, should we just get one out? Should we just shameless self-promotion?
La 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 la.
Before. Okay. There we go.
Share with us.
Self-promotion. Please hold. Magical trip planners, and they've got all the information in them that you need. And then there are cruise versions, and then there are also magical. This is the most long-winded, ridiculous name as well. Magical trip activities and memories for kids. I never get that right because it's always so long-winded.
You can have that one.
You can have that one. That's the kids one. Basically, in there's stuff for kids to do in lines. Design your own bag, and design your own t-shirt, and word stitches, and writing out their memories, and pages where they can make their own plans, and then they can write down the memories from each day. That's what the QR code is. If you're not scanned it yet, that's where it's going to take you. But all the details are also down in the description in a blog post, because if you're watching on a phone, you can't scan the QR code because you wouldn't need your phone.
Have you mentioned that there's a digital version?
There's a digital version as well. Thanks, Will. What would I do without you? Okay, there we go. I am trying to get through all your comments, guys. I also need to go through some
all
right,
questions.
you're getting
there.
Well, do you want to go through some questions that were sent on Instagram? Okay. Same. Hi, Ree. How do you feel about Fast Pass? Because years ago you would have had a pass all day for rides. Now it's a specific time period where you have to be at the ride, which causes more anxiety. Yeah. So you don't have to be there at a certain time. You do for the pre-booked ones. So for the pre-booked ones, which I think they're sort of doing away with, the pre-booked ones would be like, you've got to be at Space Mountain between 11 and 12. It's not entirely right that you have to be there at a specific time. You just can't go there before a certain time. So you'd have a return time of 12. You can go there anytime between 12 and park closes, but you can't go there before 12. So I personally find that okay. And I think you lot are the ones it's for. Yeah. You find that okay, do you? There we go. Not DAS related, but what do you think about the changes at Studios Park in Paris? Oh yeah, back on this. We're going to struggle with changing the name, aren't we? We're going to struggle. We're all going to be like, I'm always called it this.
Yeah. Welcome back to Walt Disney Studios. Oh, wait.
Yeah, but you really want to go back for Frozen Land. So do I.
One of the questions, I'm curious about the immediate family phrasing. Any ideas on this? So we talked about that.
I think we've touched on that. I'm hoping that immediate family will be extended to up to 6 where required. I'm hoping that that's the case.
Yes.
Abby says, hi, William. How was Disney World Florida?
Well, it was good. Watch the vlogs.
Incidentally, if you're in my Patreon, there's early release videos in Patreon. So tomorrow morning, the vlogs have been moved to Saturday morning now. So it's Saturday morning at 8 a.m. because people were like, oh, I love watching the vlogs on the weekend. Can we have them on Saturdays? So we trialled it. People are enjoying it so far. So for now, we're gonna carry on with the trial. So it's Saturday at 8 a.m. So tomorrow morning, trying to remember where we are. Tomorrow morning we've left Walt Disney World. No, we haven't left Walt Disney World. We've left Animal Kingdom. We're going to pick up coats, and we get buses from back at the resort. We go to Disney Springs. We eat literally all the Dole Whips, all the Dole Whips, all the flavours. We try all the flavours and review them for you, and then we go for dinner in Hana's and watch Happily Ever After across the lake, and it's so magical. So that's tomorrow morning, and then the videos that are already edited and in Patreon are the ones for the following weeks, which are Toy Story Day. So there's 2 vlogs for Toy Story Day. The days are split into 2 because largely they're between 45 minutes and an hour per vlog, and it'd just be bonkers to have an hour and a half for one vlog. It'd be like a feature film. We don't want cinema length vlogs. So there's Toy Story Day. In the morning we eat in the Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, which was surprising.
Yeah.
Surprising.
I liked it.
Surprising. Very mixed reviews, but it was very surprising. And then in the night we try a whole load of snacks. We do a whole load of rides. We do Phantasmic. Amazing. The video I edited today, which I haven't uploaded yet because I didn't want to gum up my internet because of this. But I'm about to upload, so it will be in Patreon probably by early hours of the morning, depending how long it takes to upload, because the vlogs are something like 17 gig each and they take a long time to update, is the last day of Magic Kingdom. So I've got one more Magic Kingdom vlog to edit after this, and then we're on to the Wish Cruise vlog series. So it'll be end of one series, start of the Disney Wish Cruise vlog series.
All right.
Williams.
So would endometriosis
endometriosis. It's when your womb isn't womb problems.
Okay. So would that apply for DAS, is this person asking?
Under this system, endometriosis wouldn't be covered according to that wording. Now, endometriosis can be very painful, apparently, and is obviously an invisible disability because you can't see it.
Yeah.
So things like that previously would have been covered under the cannot wait in a queue for extended period of time due to a disability, and isn't covered under the new wording. So we're waiting for more information about other invisible disabilities such as endometriosis or ME or fibromyalgia or lots of other things. Are grandparents, uncles and cousins, etc. included as immediate family? We don't know. We're going to need more clarification from Disney, please.
Yeah.
Please, more clarification on this. Is that immediate family or is it general family? How do you prove it's family? Right.
Only 4 members are allowed to be on...
Oh, hang on. That's a photo and it's gone
DAS pass. We're a family of 6. Am I to pick...
Yeah.
Between my
Am I to
children?
pick between my children? It's not good, is it? 6 people in my party. So many people saying 6 people in my party. Yeah. I have a UK access card. Will this be enough evidence? I mean, it should be if they ask for evidence, but at the moment they're not. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Is there a list of qualification conditions? Not currently that we've got, but we would like one, please.
Yes, please.
How do you apply and does it work with Paris, and which do you prefer? I think when we've got more information about this, we should do a comparison for Paris, because some people, if you've got children with, say, quite severe autism, which has the more suitable system, might make a difference to which holiday you book. Will I be able to do a video call from the UK for DAS? If you use a VPN, it's allowed me to do it. The times that we've booked, it hasn't been a problem. How far in advance can you use the virtual chat? Is it 30 days before or different? I think it's still going to be 30 days from what I can gather. Can people with long life disabilities and conditions who can't stand not use DSA? I think they mean DAS.
Yeah.
As it stands, according to that wording, no. But let's see. We just need more clarification. So Magic, let's be honest, it's Disney greed at its finest. Oh, that's sad, isn't it? Ever since they got rid of the fast pass and replaced it with paid for queue jump, you knew it would cause trouble down the line. Well,
yeah, I thought Bob Iger would bring back fast passes or something.
I know.
Come on, please, Bob Iger. Before you retire and
I know. Come on, do some good stuff. Disney will lose customers if they start excluding people with other disabilities. I don't know. Is it not illegal to discriminate? Or maybe it's not in America. I'm sure it's illegal in this country to discriminate against disabilities. Or is that just in employment? Is it illegal in this guest
I actually
way?
Don't know anything about law.
No, okay. I wonder about the legislation for it in America. Hi, William, mummy of 4. I've got moderate learning disabilities. Would that mean people with mild, moderate would not be allowed to use DAS or any of the other things? Yeah. We'll get back to you. I think we're just gonna have to do a follow-up, aren't we? We're gonna have to collect more information. And please do, DM me, comment below with links to anything helpful. Just pop any links in the comments of this video of anything helpful. And when we've got some really concrete information from Disney, we'll come back to you.
What about if we put some information in the comments? Would that be good? Comments to this video?
Yeah, I will.
Anything we find?
I will update. Yeah, definitely. I'll put it in the description of the video. So that you know that it's come from me, and I'll perhaps I'll put a pinned comment. And I tell you what I'll do. I'll update that blog post. So I've got that blog post, the one I keep flicking between.
Put the link in the description. So
if I show you this blog post is linked in the description. I will update this with all the more recent information, because a lot of the information that I used to put together this blog post, you can only even see if you use a VPN. So if you haven't got a VPN, you can't even view the disability access page on the Disney website. It just keeps taking you back to the homepage.
It's just that,
which is frustrating. That is incredibly frustrating. Okay, my friend and I both struggle with autism and anxiety and Tourette's. So if you've both got autism and anxiety, then whether the Tourette's is counted or not, it doesn't matter. You should qualify for those other two. I've got kidney disease, diabetes, diverticulitis. Is that how you say that disease? And hypertension. I won't qualify. Well, that's a problem, isn't it? But I'm sure they're going to put something in place. So this return to queue thing, I'll be curious to know how that would work. Whether people have breaks from the queue. Maybe it'll be a separate queue that you can come and go from.
Or maybe
the main
they'll
queue
just
line
divide it up, because it wouldn't get longer. It would just look longer.
Yeah, maybe. And just like take them from different... I don't know. Maybe
Just have like a separate exit queue or something like.
Oh, Sarah says in DLP you can pre-register for now. Oh, that's good. That's good to know.
Oh,
because we haven't been for a bit. Well, when were we there? Last year? Beginning of last year. But then, of course, we didn't have to register it. We registered in DLP in 2022. Cool. Thanks for that, Sarah. CP is CERE. Okay, thank you for that, Courtney. Part of case, well, it's crazy the changes being made to chronic illnesses like Crohn's. Yep, Crohn's is another one. They say those who need access to the toilet can leave and return, but with Crohn's, there's often not time to even exit a full queue. Oh, there you go, new queue to speak to a cast member and go back. Also embarrassing in public. Yeah, I agree. That's really problematic. Colin, CP is cerebral palsy. There we go. Okay, sorry, sorry, apologies. I just couldn't think of what that was. Yes, I do know that now. Sally, I hope you're both doing well. Think Disneyland Paris will change theirs as well. I think they've already got...
It's a company, so I don't... It's American.
I don't think the Disneyland Paris one is being abused as much, is it? Because they've got the proof in place.
And also, if they're going to change it, it's an American company. They probably wouldn't do it for at least 5 years, like...
Because it's a separate thing.
I know, because they don't
got
change anything in Tokyo, do they? Like,
no, that's true. It's separate.
Because that's run by a different company.
If they want to change something in Disneyland Paris, bring in magic. We want magic bands. That's what we want. We want magic bands, okay?
That's not run by like a specific company, is it?
Abigail says, thank you for doing so many informative videos about DAS. I hope you're both doing well. Thank you so much. CPS cerebral palsy. Thank you, Cynthia. Sorry, apologies for not being able to think of that. My brain was just not functioning. Hi guys, just saw this. I'm hoping you get... we will get the pass. Son has low muscle tone affecting his bladder strength, so on. In fact, its development as well, of course. Well, hopefully that's the kind of thing you're going to need a DAS pass for. So fingers crossed for you. We're keeping everything crossed. Do you have plans to make any other types of planners? Yes. Do you want to see?
That sounds like a nice idea.
Yes. I have got Christopher. I have got normal like day-to-day planners. I have just recently launched. So we've got Organised Life planners, which are like page a day. I've got Organised Life and Gratitude planners, which are 2 pages a day to write out. I developed that for me, to be honest. It's got half-hour increments on it. It's got the gratitude I'm supposed to write, and it's also got somewhere for me to brain dump things because of this is the thing that makes me think I've got ADHD. I just keep wanting to go on side quests. So I'm working at my computer, and I'm like, oh, I've just had this really great idea, and I want to go and do it. So I'm supposed to like write down the idea in my planner. I'm not just go and do it and then get back to work. That's the rest of what I'm doing. This month I've developed a new organised teacher planner, largely so that you lot have got something to give to your teachers for Christmas and end of year, because that's always a problem. So you can give them those now, but they're available on the planner store too. And I've just released an organised year planner, which is like a month by month reflection upon the last month and goals for the next month. So yeah, just another little #ad. Yes, other types of planners. If you meant travel planners, I have been asked to do generic, like non-Disney travel planners and non-Disney kids activity things. So they are currently in development, which means on my list.
Didn't you do like an Instagram poll and 94% of people said that giant planners would be cool?
They did, actually. Shall I show the giant planners? The giant planners were an accident.
Yeah.
They were an accident, look. Who wants to see my giant planners?
I want to see it.
You want to see? Have you not seen these? It was an accident.
No.
Accidental giant planners. Look, they're huge. See, that's like bigger than my head. I know, it's bigger than your head. It's A4, darling, A4. A4. Yeah, so I figured like nobody's going to want...
I probably personally wouldn't.
Yeah, these are my normal ones. Yeah, these are my normal ones. Ta-da! And I've also got different covers coming because I had like requests, but no, don't hit yourself in the head with it. This was ordered as a proof, but then I thought actually it's a desk planner that might be cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so 94% of people when I showed them on my stories did want those. However, you do not want to flip in massive trip planner, do you? Because you're going to need a backpack just to carry that thing. So I'm guessing as a trip planner, no. I've now just got this massive stack of books in the shot, in my way. We're going so off topic.
Sorry.
So off topic. Okay. Okay, Mummy of 4 with two autistic kids going to Disney this fall. We were excited, now we're worried. Oh, but it's too bad that people make it harder for those that need this. I would love to give proof. Right, so if you've got 2 autistic kids, you qualify, because nothing should be different. Like... So if you're going with 2 adults and 2 kids, regardless of the immediate family, extended family, you're covered.
Yeah.
You should be able to, in theory, you should be able to register your 2 kids separately. And then if one of you wants to take one of your kids on like Star Wars and one of your kids wants to go with someone else on Tomorrowland Speedway or whatever, you can split them up. This is especially valuable if you've got a child that doesn't meet all the height requirements like Zara. So like Zara couldn't go on Tron. So I took you to on Tron. Daddy took her on something else, didn't he? Nicola says, I've just tuned in. I'm off to Disney World in 2 weeks. I'm already been granted DAS for my daughter. Will the change affect us? I have documents if required. Nicola, no. If you're going in 2 weeks,
you should be fine.
You should be fine because 2 weeks is still April, beginning of May, isn't it? Yes. So you should be fine. Hi from the Netherlands. Hello. Hi, Rhea and Will. We've just received our trip planner. Yay! Yay! Please take pictures in the parks. Take pictures in the parks. I would love to see planners in the wild. We love seeing pictures of planners in the wild. Or you're like your kids carrying them. It makes me so happy. So please send pictures.
Cool.
But thank you so much for buying the planner and supporting us. We have concerns about our nearly 4-year-old who's at the moment non-verbal, and we find this topic interesting. If you want to have a look at the videos about autism on my main channel, there are a lot. And if you've got specific questions, then I am answering. Do you know I have a podcast? Did you know I have a podcast? Did you have a podcast?
I knew.
I know. I'm trying to tell good people.
Oh, okay.
So
what even is the channel called? I can never remember the exact name.
Real Talk with Rhea. I don't know. Yeah. Look, my channel names aren't the best, but in the interest of overcoming procrastination, I feel done is better than best. So it's like, am I in love with this name? No. Mummy of 4 does Disney. Is it the best name in the world? No. Could I have done better? Yes. Would I have procrastinated forever and never started the channel waiting for the perfect name? Possibly. So I'm like, do you know what? Slap a name on it, get started. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
So, long story short, if you've got specific questions that need a very chatty kind of answer, I am taking question submissions for the podcast, and then we just like, so I've done like certain answering very specific questions, like my child's got this, what are your thoughts, or what should I do about this, or whatever, and we're answering them over on the podcast. So I'm answering questions about mum life, autism. Haven't done any Disney ones yet, but might. Okay, Iris loves Disney. Next month I'm in Disneyland Paris. It's going to be my first solo Disney trip, and Iris, have an amazing time. Please tag me in your love seeing all your trip pictures. Tag me when you're in places, please, so that we can live vicariously and be like, oh, see, we've been tagged. It's like we're there. Adam, love you answering my questions. Where is Dylan? University.
Yes.
University.
Simple answer.
Working hard on his degree. I hope. Christopher, hi. We both love your videos. What would you say is your favourite restaurant in Walt Disney World? We're going way off topic now, but it's okay. It's all good. It's all good.
We're all good. It's Disney.
It's all good. It's
right.
Disney. We like chatting about Disney. Yeah. You said you didn't need a drink. Do you want some drink?
I'm good.
I'm parched from talking so much. Favourite restaurant in Walt Disney World?
Oh, I don't know.
Like top 5 then.
Oh, now that's made me hungry, even though I've already eaten. Late night.
Right. Like, my favourites have been Cinderella's Royal Table, because you got to go in the castle.
Yeah.
I love...
Toy Story for me. I like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh. Wow, so you're going to have to watch that vlog now in a couple of weeks. That was
really good.
It was good. I love the character dining ones. I think I'd love to do Cinderella's Royal Table now that it's not COVID-y, because Cinderella just stood in the corner and waved, didn't she? So, like, COVID was a shame from that point of view. But I'd love to see that as the full experience. I thought Akershus was really good. Watched the vlog where we're there. I thought it was... I quite like the family style dining. I like the one in Epcot that turns... What's that? Garden Grill.
Garden
Grill's good. We love the Winnie the Pooh one, so I'm editing that one next.
Oh yeah, that one's good.
Crystal Palace. I tell you, I love Chef Mickey's.
Yeah.
Chef Mickey's was good. Love Chef Mickey's.
Right. I'm just gonna tell you to go back on track now.
There we go. Thank you. Can you do more videos on the disability system for Disneyland Paris and how to apply? Yes, I believe there's already a video. If that needs an update, have a look.
Do you have
the Disability Paris one? Yeah, I think I do. I think it's got... I think I'm wearing a blue top in it.
Or something. No, it's... Well,
I'm trying to
priority
think of
access.
Priority
I can never
access.
remember what it's called.
My Christmas Emporium. I definitely can't stand up for long. I can't walk up the stairs. I have the same with diverticular disease. I often need to rush to the bathrooms. Yeah, so
right.
Hopefully...
So I suppose that's why they're introducing the
return to line thing. But then if you need to rush... How does that work? Like, really, people are going to need... In order to feel comfortable using the system, they're going to need to know what it's going to be before they agree to pay quite a, because Disney's not cheap, is it? I say it's good value, it's amazing, it's magical, but it's not cheap. So people want to know what the system's going to be and is it going to work for their families before they book, really. And I think this is probably why a lot of people are very upset. People that have booked already.
Like the people who booked
they might have paid in full.
For summer sales or something,
Yeah, they're if you're planning to go in June, is there going to be much content, much, about how to use the system, whether you qualify? That's what needs a lot of clarifying. I'm hoping to plan for summer 2025 to Florida to take my girls to see Mickey. My eldest will be 6 and my youngest will be 3. How old was Zara when he first went to Florida? She was
4.
She was 4. She was nearly 5. We didn't use a stroller at all, but we could have done.
Yeah, I would say 3's fine.
3's absolutely fine. She's a very petite for her age as well, wasn't she? So she was like only the height of a 3-year-old, really. She was. She's vertically challenged, bless her. She's small and mighty, but she was a trooper. She enjoyed loads of it. There was very little she couldn't do.
Yeah,
there's a lot more in Paris that she couldn't do than in Florida. Even though she was taller by the time we got to Paris.
It's more like roller coasters.
Yeah,
because you've got around the same amount of roller coasters you have in Florida when there's 4 parks versus 2.
Yeah.
So.
Courtney's saying again about a friend has autism and Tourette, anxiety. 11-year-old diagnosed disability, been hard finding accessible events. So, but if you've got autism, it should still be covered for this. Recently been to Disneyland Paris. I show medical paperwork, proof of my daughter's ADHD, and then they granted the pass. Letitia loves the planners. Thank you, sweetheart. And you want the big one. So shall I list the big one? But just to clarify, like that's too big for a park one, right? Or would it be all right for kids? Do we want a big kids one? Obviously, they're going to be more expensive because the printers will charge me more to make them. But maybe I want a big one. I don't know. I could for a big one, I could shrink everything down a bit so you could fit more in the pages.
A big one would look more productive.
Be like, take over my whole desk with my massive planner.
Yeah, unless you
can use it as a weapon.
And then you just
someone breaks into the office. No.
yeah. Forget. All right. What's your weapon of choice? The kitchen knife or the planner?
The planner. How much do you know about the return to queue system? Very little. I'm concerned about the return to queue system, but I'm just visualising these queues, which are all often quite. Like, if you saw people leaving the Pandora queue, you've got to fight past people, because they were, like, the Pandora queue when we got there, if you watch the Animal Kingdom vlog, was big. You have to, like, fight back through. But there weren't many cast members to go, hey, like, can you save my spot, There must be, I don't know, there's going to have to be, like, exit doors at certain places. So that I'm not sure, like, would you have to get to a certain place in the queue in order to do it? Or would it be a totally separate queue where you're, like, maybe...
just be, like, some cast members and
like, hanging around?
I feel like it'd be good, like, cast members give you, like, a code that enters you into a virtual queue. Or something.
That's what they do. That's just DAS.
Yeah, but, like, when you leave the queue...
Then you get DAS?
You get the virtual queue. And then...
I don't know.
And then when you come back...
The truth is, Faye, we need more information from Disney, but we will be coming back to you when we have it. My friend has autism and Tourette's. All right, we've read that one. Hey, Reem, it says Michelle. The big one would help me because I have cerebral palsy and writing is hard for me. Yeah, so obviously physical disabilities are going to be, going to be a challenge, aren't they? So they need to have a good system to support everyone's needs. That's what it comes down to.
I think they meant by planner as well.
Oh, right, sorry. There we go. We're talking about the planner. I thought we were talking about the DAS. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, okay, there we go. The big one would be good for that. Didn't think, yes, sorry. Thanks. Yeah. See, this is why I've got William here. Out of curiosity.
Think logical.
I know. See, normally, like when I'm doing my Patreon lives and stuff, I try and work when the children are in school. So I try and do like all my filming and recording and stuff during the days. But for my Disney ones, like I try and do them when more people are online, but then it would be like, it would make more sense for me from a work point of view during the day, but then I wouldn't have William with me. So you probably wouldn't get as much sense out of me just on my own. Michael, quick question. Think I'm the Disney person in my relationship and watch vlogs whilst working from home. Thank you. Does your partner ever turn you around and say, let's not go to Disney for a few years? Yeah, and we're like, you don't have to come. What do you reckon, Will? Should we not go to Disney?
Let's just leave Daddy behind.
Harsh.
I didn't say that.
Harsh.
If Daddy, if you're listening, I didn't mean that.
We can have him in the comments in a couple minutes. The comments are slightly delayed. We can have him in the comments absolutely quickly. He's going to burst through in about 3 minutes. What? Right, okay. We've been chatting for such a long time. Right, okay.
Yeah,
Bigger one for kids
it's been
too,
an
just the
hour.
normal big, then just a normal big planet. Oh, there we go. So, yeah, that's true. Maybe the big version for kids, so there's more. I mean, I could actually redesign it.
Like,
so that you could fit more in.
Like, if I was a little kid, I would be writing quite big. Like,
would.
and also, you could draw really big pictures.
So this is just like my normal planner, but massive. So I guess that would be good if you've got really big writing, or, you know, like the lady was saying there, but she's got cerebral palsy, so it's easier for her to write. Or I could do a version where you physically can squish more into the page.
Also, even if your writing is small, you could technically, like, you could possibly fit 2 rows if you can't fit it on the same
I have
line.
got half-hour slots in one of mine. So, yeah, just thinking out loud and totally going off on a tangent, but there we go. There we go. They just have room with seats while waiting. Right. They just have room with seats while waiting, especially if the queue is long. Yeah, they should have a room with seats. That would make sense. Yeah, like a holding room. That sounds awful, but yeah, just somewhere like a separate disability queue with a toilet in it. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Or maybe just as have an access way. Have a toilet built into every queue line and have an easy access way to get to it.
Yeah,
and back.
So the system used in Disneyland Paris is better. You just use the fast lane queue. You don't have to wait for another slot. Well, that is less complicated, and you can't mess it. You can't be in more than one queue physically, so you can't. There's no way of cheating it. So, you know, have you done the Universal process before? No, we haven't done Universal before.
No.
A couple of reasons. There were height restrictions, so at the time, I think both of the girls couldn't have done quite a large proportion of the rides. The girls hadn't read Harry Potter and not fussed at all on the films, hadn't seen a lot of the Universal films, and I think we had Disney tickets with our package for every day, so we would have had to give up tickets for Disney and pay for Universal. And when I asked all the children, you all went, nope.
And now that I know, like, Super Nintendo World and How to Train Your Dragon Worlds are coming, I wouldn't want to go until those are in place.
Okay, so, and then,
mainly Nintendo World.
Yeah,
that sounds
true.
Cool.
Oh, Letitia says they should have a separate one with room with toilets. It's a really good one, Letitia. So Disney, if you're watching, Letitia's come up with a really good idea for you. Please have a separate room with seats that people can queue in. Have you watched other... Michael, do you watch other Disney vlogs? Will and Ree, who's your favourite? I watch Mr. Morrow. Sam for God, friend of ours.
She's
Lovely
good.
Sam. Hello, Sam, if you're watching. I mean, she's not in the comments, but you might watch.
Yeah.
Christmas planner. Ooh, good idea. So when do we want a Christmas planner for? Like end of the summer? Yes. I'm putting a Christmas planner.
Definitely not.
I'm putting but I do need to. There are some Christmas planning pages in my Ultimate Mum bundle, which is a free download. If you go to mummyoffour.com/join the club, that hopefully should be down in the description somewhere as well.
A Christmas planner would be good. Plan out all the activities each day, December 1st to December 25th.
But also gifts.
Everything.
Yeah. And purchases and meal planning. A Christmas planner. It's genius. Okay, that is going to be product launch for August. I'm trying to launch.
All right, come on, we can do this.
No, I'm trying to do. I've got all these new ideas, so I'm trying to do one a month because my brain is so full of ideas, and I need to Christmas one. Someone's please DM me. Ree, you're supposed to launch a Christmas planner in August because
my Christmas Emporium said yes.
Yes. Right, so I need to write that down. If that doesn't go in my planner, see, this is what my
put it in your planner.
Yeah, but the problem is I can't find which one's my actual planner now. I've got this massive stack of planners.
Just use the big one.
No, I don't use the big one. That's a sample. Right, it's going in my planner. There we go. My Christmas Emporium. It's going in. See, this note section at the side. This is for Christmas planner. It's for this brain dumping planner. August 24. There we go. Cool. It's done. Now it will happen.
August 24th.
No, August 2024. August 2024. Yay, exciting, says Letitia. There we go. Excellent. Right. I think we've got through most of the points. We've gone off on massive tangents about all flipping sorts of things. What I would love you all to do for me now, share this video with anyone who think it would be helpful for it to see. Words backwards, very. By the way, just as another tangent, because those are fun. I get lots of comments about how much you all love my utterly delirious outros when we're really tired at the end of a Disney day, and I'm like, hi, what is it? What's my name again? I actually was so tired on one of the nights I forgot to film it, so I had to try and recreate it for you at home from my office, so hopefully you'll enjoy that. That's at the end of my
Zara
Toy Story
said,
one.
my name is Araz.
Yeah, she does. Because I said, I couldn't spell my name or something. And she's like, my name is Araz. Yeah. She's very funny, that one. Can I send you ideas as I love Christmas? Please do. My Christmas Emporium, email me re@mummyof4.com for ideas for the Christmas planner. Michael says thank you for tonight. Maybe ones with bigger words in the planner too. Oh, we go. So maybe just a bigger version. Letitia's saying, yeah, that would work. That would make sense. Definitely open to all the ideas because they're for you guys. So I want you guys to like the things and for them to be useful. So things I would love you to do for me now. I'd love for you to join my Patreon, just my free one, just so that there are any updates and things, I can send those out and I can kind of stay in contact. So whenever the new videos and things, they get posted in there. So you just get a notification because YouTube doesn't always send notifications, even if you are subscribed with bell notifications on. Please do still subscribe with bell notifications on.
Yes, please.
But you're more likely to get the notifications there. Join my email club, which is mummyof4.com/join the club. All the details are down in the description. You get an ultimate mum bundle of free organisational printables with all sorts of things in there. They're totally free and you get little updates from me. Also cheeky little discounts and things for my planner store get sent out to Patreon and to my email club. So that's where those will be. Yeah, giving thumbs up or
thumbs up,
that would be a thumbs up, or give yours thumbs up. Girls used to say, didn't they?
We got 33 likes.
Oh, hooray. Thank you so much. Come on, we'll get that. 34. Come on, everyone 34. Else now. Everyone else on the live.
34 out of the 81 currently watching is
come on.
numbers.
So some of you are watching and not pressed the thumbs up button. Please do that now. Just come on, hit the thumbs. Oh, fun fact, my thumbs are double jointed. Fun fact, one of his
double jointed thumb button.
One of his is double jointed. And one of them is not.
Yeah, YouTube should add an option for double jointed thumbs.
Yeah, we go. Also, people who want to learn more about ADHD, look at ADHD Love. Yes, I started following them. They're brilliant. They keep popping up on my YouTube shorts. Very, very on point. So thanks so much. Do all those things that I just said. Can't remember what they were, but join the email club. Sign up for the free Patreon. It's just mummyof4.com/Patreon. All of the details are in the description. Subscribe. Send. Leave comments on this video with any other useful resources, any other stuff, and I will try and come back to you as soon as we've got some more concrete information from Disney with some facts. I will endeavour to update that video as well. Then that will hopefully be helpful with the new accurate information. So as soon as we've got some more accurate information, I will go back to that vlog where I register for DAS and I will slice in the new information so it is all up to date.
Yes.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. We shall see you real soon.
Bye.